Have you ever felt an eerie presence online, a shadow that lurks behind your every post? Let's weave a tale of the unseen, the uncanny, the inexplicably creepy. Our protagonist, let's call her Jane, is an everyday Instagram user, like you or me. Jane loves to share snippets of her life, a selfie here, a landscape there, a sprinkle of food pics and the occasional motivational quote. She relishes the likes and comments, the sense of belonging to a community. It's all just part of the digital life we live, isn't it? But one day, Jane notices something odd, a new follower, an enigma, a phantom. This follower, let's call them Ghost, is active, oh so active. Ghost likes every post Jane makes, leaves comments that are just vague enough to be unsettling. But when Jane clicks on Ghost's profile, there's nothing there. No posts, no profile picture, nothing but a black void. It's as if Ghost is a shadow, an echo in the digital world, invisible, yet omnipresent. Jane's mind races with questions. Who could this be? A friend playing a prank? A random stranger with too much time on their hands? Or something more sinister? She tries to shake off the unease, tells herself it's just the internet, nothing more. But the feeling lingers like a cold breath on the back of her neck. Every time she posts, she knows Ghost will be there, lurking, watching. It's like a game of cat and mouse where the mouse doesn't even know what the cat looks like. A chill runs down Jane's spine every time she thinks about it. But what can she do? There are no rules against being creepy on Instagram. No guidelines on how to deal with a phantom follower. So she finds herself at a crossroads. Does she ignore it, carry on with her life, pretend that everything is normal? Or does she dig deeper, try to uncover the truth behind the phantom follower, risk opening a Pandora's box of digital horrors? What would you do if you found yourself in this situation? Ignore it or dig deeper? Our protagonist decides to confront the mystery head-on. Gathering her courage, she sends a message to the phantom follower. No greetings, no pleasantries, just a straightforward question. Who are you? An eerie silence follows. Seconds turn into minutes. Minutes feel like hours. As the clock ticks away, our protagonist's heart throbs in her chest, each beat echoing the time that passes. Then suddenly her phone buzzes. A notification. She has a new message. Her heart skips a beat. With a shaky hand, she opens the app. The response from the mysterious follower is nothing but cryptic. A single, odd emoji. It's an owl, a creature of the night, a symbol of wisdom or a harbinger of doom. She couldn't tell. She feels a chill running down her spine, a sense of dread creeping in. It's as if every time she opens Instagram, she's stepping into a dark, cold abyss. But she's determined to unmask this phantom follower. She sends another message. Why are you following me? The response is swift this time. Another cryptic message, a riddle. In the shadows, I follow. In the light, you lead. Her blood runs cold. The words, though cryptic, carry an ominous undertone. She tries to decipher the meaning, but it's like trying to navigate through a labyrinth in the dark. She can't shake off the feeling that she's being watched, stalked. Her every move, every post, every like, every comment, all under the scrutiny of this faceless specter. She decides to take a break, to step away from the app. But the phantom follower lingers in her mind like a ghostly echo. She can't ignore it, she can't escape it. She tries to convince herself that it's just a prank, that someone's trying to spook her. She tries to laugh it off, to shrug it off. But deep down she knows it's not a prank, it's not a game. It's a reality she can't escape. But little did she know the real horror was yet to unfold. In the realm of the internet, can nightmares transcend into reality? This is a question our protagonist found herself grappling with, as the line between her digital life and her waking world began to blur. She had begun to see the mysterious follower in her dreams, not as an Instagram profile or a vague online presence, but as a tangible, shadowy figure that lurked in the corners of her nightmare. This figure was always just out of sight, always just beyond the reach of clarity, but its presence was undeniable, its menace tangible. Every night, she would wake up in a cold sweat, heart pounding like a drum echoing through the stillness of the night. The phantom follower had moved from her Instagram feed into the very fabric of her subconscious, turning her dreams into a playground of fear and uncertainty. She could no longer distinguish between the dread she felt online and the fear that now fueled her nights. The digital world had seeped into her reality, transforming her once peaceful slumber into a theater of horror. The shadowy figure seemed to be everywhere, in every post, every comment, every dream. The protagonist was trapped in a chilling dance with this digital phantom. It was a dance that was slowly eroding her peace of mind, a dance that was turning her world into a nightmare. The once innocuous act of scrolling through Instagram had become a journey through her deepest fears, a journey that seemed to have no end in sight. The internet, she realized, was not just a virtual world. It was a realm that held the power to shape her reality, to manipulate her fears, and to bring her nightmares to life. She was living proof that the digital world could be as real, as tangible, and as terrifying as the physical world. She was about to discover the internet is not just a virtual world. It was a mirror that reflected her deepest fears. It was a portal that allowed those fears to slip into her reality, and it was a stage where her nightmares could come to life. The line between the online world and reality starts to blur. The protagonist, once lost in the labyrinth of her own fear, now stands on the precipice of a chilling revelation. The truth, as it often does, unravels itself in a way that is both terrifying and enlightening. The mysterious follower who had been haunting her digital existence wasn't a phantom after all, but a very real, very human entity. A hacker, lurking in the shadows of the internet, had been stalking her. The follower's presence was not confined to the digital realm, but spilled over into her physical reality. Unseen, he watched her, tracked her movements, her habits, her life. His spectral presence, ever present in her online world, was undeniably real in her offline life. The realization dawns on her, creeping up like the cold touch of a ghost, sending a chill down her spine. The horror of her situation is not just the invasion of her privacy, but the perversion of her reality. Her life, once a sanctuary, now feels like a house of mirrors. Every corner holds a shadow, every shadow holds a fear, the fear that the follower is watching, waiting, always present but never seen. This isn't a tale of a phantom follower anymore, but a tale of a stalker, a predator, a wolf in the sheep's clothing of the internet. The phantom follower was, in fact, a wolf, preying on her fear, feeding on her terror. Her digital world, once a playground, had become a hunting ground, a place where the predator could stalk his prey without fear of being seen or caught, a place where he could watch, wait, and strike when the time was right. The truth had been unveiled, and it was more terrifying than any phantom could ever be. The horror she felt was real, and it was closer than she could ever imagine. The follower was not just a phantom on the internet, but a very real, very present threat in her life. The online world and the real world had blurred into a single, terrifying reality. The horror she felt was real, and it was closer than she could ever imagine. In the face of horror, one has two choices: to succumb or to fight. Our protagonist, weary yet determined, chose the latter. She had grown tired of living in constant fear, of peering over her shoulder at every little sound. No longer would she be a victim, a puppet dancing on the strings of this phantom follower. With a newfound resolve, she reached out to the only ones who could truly help: the authorities. She laid bare her story, her voice trembling yet unwavering, painting a vivid picture of her online nightmare. The authorities, with their stern faces and steely eyes, listened, nodded, and promised to do everything in their power to bring the stalker down. The wheels of justice began to turn. Days turned into nights, and nights into days, each passing second a battle against the ticking clock. Then, just when hope seemed to dwindle, a breakthrough. The authorities had managed to trace the stalker's digital fingerprints back to their physical hideout. The hacker was apprehended. The stalking nightmare was finally over. In the wake of this turmoil, our protagonist could finally breathe. She was safe at last, but the scars of the horror remained. The phantom follower was no more, but his shadow still lingered, a chilling reminder of the dark side of our digital world. The final stand had been taken, and the battle won, but the war against online horror rages on. Every horror story leaves a mark, a lesson to be learned. Our protagonist, having braved the storm, now understands the significance of online privacy, the need for a secure digital footprint. She shares her harrowing experience with the world, a cautionary tale for all who navigate the murky waters of the internet. In the world of the internet, remember, not all who follow are friends. Thanks for joining us on this chilling journey. Don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, and share this with your friends. Stay safe and stay vigilant until next time.